Today we're going to continue using our SOHCAHTOA, but today we're going to use it to find side lengths in a right triangle. So just as a reminder, we're using SOHCAHTOA, so remember the S stands for our sine, and for sine we're going to use the opposite side and the hypotenuse side. For cosine we're going to use the adjacent side and the hypotenuse side, and for tangent we're going to use the opposite side and the adjacent side. So let's look at example 1. We have triangle ABC with angle A marked as 50 degrees and the bottom here marked as X and the side marked as a length of 5. So we want to figure out what this X is equal to. So we're going to use SOHCAHTOA just like we did last week, our sine, cosine, and tangent, but we're going to use it to find the length of X. So if we look at our angle that's marked, which is angle A, which measures 50 degrees, this side length down here across from 50 would be the opposite side, and the side that's marked as 5 would be our adjacent side. So if we think about our opposite side and our adjacent side, that's when we talk about tangent. So we're going to set this up as a ratio. So we're going to say the tangent of 50 degrees is going to be equal to our opposite side, which is X, over our adjacent side, which is equal to 5. Then we're going to solve this. So we're going to take this tangent of 50 and we're going to put this over 1 so we have two fractions on each side. And we're going to cross multiply. So we're going to say the tangent of 50 times 5, and I'm going to write this out. 5 times the tangent of 50 is going to equal 1 times X, which is X. Well, X is what we're trying to find. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 5 times tangent of 50 and put this in our calculator. So if you go to your calculator, you're going to type in 5 times the tangent of 50, which is approximately 5.9588. And this would be our answer to how long side X is. Okay, so example 2, we have triangle ABC again, and we have 60 at angle B marked as 60 degrees. So this is going to be the angle that we're going to talk about. So if we look at 60 degrees, we can mark our side lengths. So across from this right angle here, this would be our hypotenuse, and the one that's right next to it, to the 60 degrees that's marked as X, this would be our adjacent side. So let's think about our SOHCAHTOA again. So if we look at this triangle, we know the adjacent side and the hypotenuse side, which is our cosine. So we're going to set up a ratio based on cosine. So we're going to have the cosine of 60 equals our adjacent side is our X, that's what we're trying to find, over our hypotenuse, which is 11. So in order to solve, we're going to set this up as a ratio. So we're going to put cosine of 60 over 1, so we have a fraction. And we're going to cross multiply. So cosine 60 times 11. So we're going to say 11 times cosine of 60 equals 1 times X, which is X. So X is what we're trying to solve for, so we have that by itself. So we're going to go to our calculator and we're going to type this in 11 times cosine 60. So go to your calculator. 11 times the cosine of 60, which this time we don't have an approximate, this ends, so we're going to say equals 5.5. So this side length of X is equal to 5.5. Okay, example 3, we have triangle ABC again. This time we know angle A measures 32 degrees. So let's go ahead and label our triangle, our side. So across from 32, this would be our opposite side, and X down here would be our adjacent side. So once again, we're going to use our SOHCAHTOA, and let's look at what we have. We have the opposite side and the adjacent side, O and A. So that means we're going to use tangent for our ratio. So we're going to set up our ratio. We're going to say the tangent of 32 equals the opposite side, which is 13, over the adjacent side, which is x. So we're going to make the tangent of 32, we're going to put it over 1, so we have a fraction on that side as well. We're going to cross multiply. So tangent of x, or tangent of 32 rather, times x. So x times tangent 32 equals 1 times 13 will give us 13. Now this time the x isn't by itself, so we have to get rid of that tangent 32. So we're going to divide both of these sides by tangent of 32. Tangent of 32. That way it cancels on the left, and we have x by itself, and on the right we'll have 13 divided by the tangent of 32. Okay, x is by itself, so we're going to put this in the calculator. So we'll go to our calculator, we'll pull everything up here, so we'll have 13 divided by tangent 32, and in the calculator that's going to say that's approximately 20.8043. So that's how long the side of x is, approximately 20. So last example, we have triangle ABC again, and this time we know that angle B is equal to 37 degrees. So if we're using angle B and we look at our 11 and our x here, x would be our hypotenuse because it's across from the right angle, and 11 would be our adjacent side. So once again, if we think about our SOHCAHTOA, we know our adjacent side and we know our hypotenuse. So A and H, so that means we're going to use cosine for our ratio. So our ratio would be the cosine of 37 equals our adjacent side is 11 over our hypotenuse, which is x. So we'll put cosine of 37 over 1. That way we can cross multiply. So cosine of 37 times x, x times cosine 37 equals 1 times 11 will give us 11. Okay, notice our x isn't by itself, so we need to get rid of this cosine 37. So the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So we're going to divide both sides by cosine 37. And on the left, that will cancel. So we'll have x equals, and then we're just going to bring everything on the right down. 11 divided by the cosine of 37. Okay, and the x is by itself, so we'll bring that down, and we're going to put this in the calculator. 11 divided by cosine of 37. So go to your calculator again, and we're going to type in 11 divided by the cosine of 37, and that's going to give us approximately 13.7735, and that would be our answer. So that's saying that this side of x is approximately 13 long.